evening, everyone. Good evening. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. My name is Mazes. Okay, this evening I want to speak to us about the incident that happened in my state of Anambra. I hope you all can hear me. Do we have to wait for others to join us quickly? Do we have to wait for others to join us quickly? Okay, you can hear me loud and clear. I can hear the feedback. Okay, you can hear me loud and clear. Um, the incident that happened in my state of Anambra, where a female copper was seen on video being abused in Oba, in Anambra State. Now, that has led to so many confusion as to what actually happened. People are wondering, was this a recent event or was it an old event? I can comfortably tell us that this is not a recent event. This was an event that happened sometime in July last month. I mean, it's recent. Now, um, many are questioning, was the state trying to kind of, or rather, the authorities trying to sweep this under the carpet? From the investigation so far done, I do not think that this was the case. But we have also found more information as to actually what happened at the sad day. Now, the question that is in the lips of everybody, those that are with me in some WhatsApp group where we have argued, some are arguing that this level of excesses by vigilante services across the states actually jeopardizes the clamor by many of us for state security. Some are saying if these individuals in various states, we've had the high-handedness in Edo, we've had same in Anambra State, and we have, I believe, also in Kano, that people are saying if these individuals that are saddled with the responsibility of providing securities across the states are behaving this way, what happens if they are transformed into a state police? That was going to, be a total anarchy. While there might be some sense in that, many also believe that may not be entirely true. Now, here is the COPE members here, I mean, because you have to know first what these guys are doing. Here are their pictures. National Youth Service Corps, NDLEA CD group, right? Sensitization and awareness campaign on the effectiveness and effects of drug abuse and other social vices in our community. Say no to drugs. These are individuals who are actually, doing some community services in the place of their assignment or their place of their primary assignment, which is Oba in Idemli, Anambra State, right? Oba has been in the news in the last couple of months for, what sort of news, recall the native doctor that is being accused of, unprintable things called Akwoku Kotiwarake. That young man, that individual is also in Oba. Now, that's not to say that Oba is a crime haven. No. Now, what brought us here is actually to look at the abuse of these young women and why they acted in the manner they did. I mean, it's something that must worry everybody. The good news, however, is that the people that engaged in this, according to the news, is that they are now under, that they've been dismissed for this abuse. But before we get into the dismissal, I want to take us back a little bit to actually understand what transpired on that single day. You can see the level of high handedness that was used. What was the girl's offense? The videos that I will play to us will show that she appeared to have challenged them in conversations, though these men who have built skyscrapers with their egos appear to just like the Nigerian police or the army would tell you, I will teach you a lesson. Saying to her clearly in voice, we will teach you a lesson. And that lesson, they somewhat taught her in a way that is not condoned by any right thinking person. So once more, these are the young chaps here, and I must commend them for their work. The story has it that the security, the vigilante services were after individuals whom they believe um, cultists and Yahoo boys, right? And story has it again that they ran into a building, and or rather, some of them they believe that some of them ran into the building. On getting into the building, they had to break down, bring down the door, the windows, and arrested everyone in there. Eventually, because that lady argued with them at the beginning, they had to then treat her in that manner. This here is, I believe, the leg of this is after the incident had already. No. So I want to play this frame by frame for us to understand what's happening here. If you watch closely, this video was recorded inside the premises of where the coppers were staying. Now, you can see that lady here. This is the lady in question, right? She's the one, and you can see how she was arguing with the operatives. Now, you can hear the operative saying, listen to me, you are very stubborn. You are very stubborn. He was talking to this girl. Then the girl responded, I am not crazy. I am telling you something. I am not crazy. Now, again, it's quite, I'm quite short of words listening to this, because the man clearly said to her, don't worry, you will go down. I mean, when a security operative in Nigeria tells you something like that, don't worry, you will go down. You should actually be fearful for your life, because that could mean, don't worry, we're going to shoot you, right? So you go down now. I will discipline you. And then the man said, if you're explaining something, can't you calm down and explain yourself? And the lady responded, did you listen to us? Meaning, we've been telling you guys something for all along. You did not listen to us. And that angered him the more. Now, at this point, the men, the boys amongst them, and these young chaps provided their ID card, right? These young chaps provided their ID cards to them to prove that they are youth coppers. And youth coppers, obviously, not only from Anambra State, from all states of the Federation, if you're posted to that place. So this, moving forward, people should really pay attention when it comes to stuff like this, as regards to national cohesion as well. You see, you can hear the voice at the background commanding all of you, go out now. All of you, go out now. And you get your ID card. Now, for the second time, you will see the lady. That's the lady standing at the door, right? Obviously, they didn't like the way she spoke to them at the beginning. She's the one standing at the door, going out. You see, when you reach office, now they are behaving like the police. When you reach office, you go explain. That's the lady once more here. You see, at that end there, you will hear something like, I will slap you, right? I mean, watching this, that was not in the original stuff that we saw, really, in my view, brought context to our outcry. And I said to us, as many of us will know, yesterday when we woke up and we had these videos up, many of us, myself for instance, I was appalled by that video. I made a tweet where I tagged my governor, the governor of my state, and clearly I stated here, their governor Chukwuma Charles Soludo. I understand that Anambra security outfit Udogachi stormed NYSC lodge in Oba to arrest a suspect over alleged Yahoo Yahoo. While I condemn fraud in all forms, I equally condemn the barbaric act of stripping a woman naked, abusing and manhandling her. Right? In that video that was referenced here, you now see that same girl that I've showed you from inside. Now, outside, those that promised her that they would deal with her inside started leaving their tribe. If you understand the boy, say, so that means I can actually shoot you dead here. That's what one of them said. You see that girl there, right? Still putting on the same clothes. But at this point, the randy men that have come here, they started abusing her, slapping, beating. Now, to show you that it was not about arrest, it was about how dare you argue with us? You are our slave. When we talk, you keep quiet. But because she talked back and because she questioned some of their modus operandi, they've decided to beat her and not, you know, while the beating is also bad, but to cap it all, these men grabbed her dress, tore it totally. Obviously, with no underwear, with no bra on, everything was out there. Some will say another case of of the Ibon Air saga. I would say this is even more worse because Ibon Air was only top, but here you see top bottom, right? And this is insanity, to say the least. This is insanity. Honestly, it's quite hard to watch. I wouldn't play the video again. I would just give you frame by frame explanation of what happened. You can see that here. In this case, this is a frame of her, and another frame here. The people in question really removed the clothes, and the rest, as they say, is history. Okay, in seeing this, once many of us have reported to the governor of the state, that is Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, the head of the security operatives, Ken Emakai, eventually, I believe that was also that yesterday, appeared on Channels TV and put into explanation what, in his view, that happened and put more context to it. However, once this context was, put out there, the good thing is the good thing is that the security operative of the state now is issuing us a statement indicating that they have dealt with it or that they are dealing with it. And with that interview yesterday, he also made that clarification that they are dealing with it and that they have actually dealt with it. You know, as we say in our place, so on your way up, you speak to the king. On your way back, also go back and speak to the king. So what we've done is the moment we now have the video of that explanation by the Agune chamber, we again went on to that Twitter and updated those that are followers to say, guys, there is an update here, and that update is very simple. Let me quickly showcase that update to us. So this is down the update here. It's being captured here. You can clearly see, hold on quickly. You can clearly see here, that is Ken Emaka here. Then, I mean, when I got this, I went out and I tweeted again. I said, guys, those involved in the assault of the NYSC lady in Anambra State are now dismissed. Kudos to all who cried out. Also, kudos to those who acted swiftly. No one deserves such inhuman treatment. Kudos to Professor Soludo and this, because obviously, I believe he must have been inundated with calls and people reaching out to him. If you watch at the back, this is the head of the security outfit. If you watch at the back, you will see those who were involved in that. And let's hear the head of security outfit give us the update here.
In further demonstration of our openness and our readiness to be fair to everybody, we are going to take them now, with or without the girl and members of our family. We are going to take them to the police and hand them over to the police. That is what we are going to, what we are about doing now. And this is the essence of bringing them out so that everybody will see them. We are not shielding anybody. Because some people have been insinuating, oh, somebody is trying to sweep this under the carpet. And I say, in further demonstration, that is not what we are doing. There is no scapegoats in what we are doing. And the governor of Anambra said, Mr. Governor Chukwuma Soludo, is not interested. He has not sent us out to molest anybody.
Okay. I mean, guys, you can see that update there. The head of the security is now telling us that they are handing these people over to the police, right? The question that I asked, someone from the state that sent me this was, when was this video done? Was this, if the incident happened in July, was this video done in July? Or was this video done as a result of our outcry? Think. If this video was done as a result of our outcry, that means our outcry yielded fruit. So the question that will now bug everybody's mind will be, why did they not, do this ab initio? Because if you watch that interview on Arise TV, you will clearly hear where the same man said that this happened a long time ago. Let's play this.
Process was quite unfortunate. What happened in that process was quite unfortunate. Now, the gravamen of the matter is that the members of this confusion about Agone Chamber and Udogachi. Just like you mentioned now, you call it them Udogachi. Yes. Udogachi is an operational name. Udogachi is not just about the state security outfit. Udogachi encompasses the Nigeria Police, the Army, the DSS, the Civil Defense, all the federal agencies, security agencies in Anambra State, plus the state security outfit. So that is Operation Udogachi. It's an operational code name to handle issues just like a security joint task force. But Agone Chamber is the state security outfit. Agone Chamber itself is a creation of the law of Anambra State. It's a creation of the Homeland Security Law. And if you go by the Homeland Security Law 2025, where you find the powers and the functions of Agone Chamber, because it is important that we understand the powers and functions of the security outfit. As I said earlier, we are not trying to justify the overzealousness or the error or the infringement on the rights of the people of the particular victim you mentioned about. We're not justifying that. Like I said, it was unfortunate that happened. But I begin by enumerating that the powers of Agone Chamber in the state, I'm having the Homeland Security Law here with me, the Anambra State Homeland Security Law 2025. If you come to Section 5, I'll just take you to Section 5E and F of the Homeland Security Law. It says the Agone Chamber have powers to enter and search any compound into which a questionable person runs while being pursued. The Agone Chamber have powers to form special forces or squads for the purpose of tackling kidnapping, banditry, consumption of illicit drugs, cultism, robbery, and any other violent crimes in the state. Now, what happened on that fateful day was that because the Agone Chamber, we have Agone Chamber at 3 different levels, though all of them under the purview and the supervision oversight functions of the state command. You have the Agone Chamber at the community level. We have the Agone Chamber at the local government level and then at the state. Now, the community unit of Agone Chamber in Oba town were chasing, in conjunction with the state command strike force, we are chasing after a group of cultists, suspected cultists, who were riding on about 12 motorcycles, from what we were told. Now, in the course of that pursuit, the cultists, the suspected cultists, ran into an area, an isolated area, and in the process ran also into some houses there. And the operatives, in the exercise of their functions, as I just read out now, in the exercise and in conformity with their powers in Section 5, F, E and F of the Homeland Security Law, pursued them into those compounds. And from what we were told, they got to the compound, some people ran into different rooms within that compound. So they went to these places and knocked to bring out the people. They brought them out to screen them, to identify which, and from what they said, and from even what the victim narrated to me, that they were about, I think they were more than 10 or so in a room. So the operatives went to that place and they were going searching those buildings. And it was not just that building that was in that compound. So that was what led to them going there. So what took them to that place in the first place was their pursuit after a group of suspected cultists, which is in line with our mandate. So as I said earlier, while trying to screen them, we do not rule out this issue of human errors because this is human endeavor. So that unfortunate incident happened. And immediately that happened, I was surprised. I'm just surprised to hear that someone is talking about trying to sweep under the carpet. Immediately the incident happened. We got the report immediately. And the first step we took was we arrested the operatives. We arrested the operatives involved in that act. Then detained them. They were with us because our practices when an incident involves our own operatives,
Right.
what we do is we arrest them, carry out our preliminary investigations, then get the complainants or the victims involved, interview the victims and the complainants alongside with our own operatives in order to determine the level of what action to take, whether it is something that we can handle by internal disciplinary measures or something that we have to prosecute. So in this case, in the instant case, we arrested our people, then invited the victims. The victims came to my office, accompanied by the local government coordinator of NYSC.
Anyway, I mean, this is the part of the narrative, as you can hear, that this thing actually confirmed happened in Oba, and that it happened last month. The question that then, for those who advocate for state security, is now: are these skirmishes? Are these, you know? I think it wouldn't be right to call it isolated cases, because in the state of Anambra, there are also been incidents and reports where people with mortar as tax collectors and they're trying to break people's leg. They are called Ndiakodo. And you can imagine, I mean, you can imagine that level of barbarity that, you're called Ndiakodo, yeah? And you are basically trying to deform another man's leg because you've disagreed with him on something, or that he hasn't paid the right tax, or he hasn't paid tax. Then the question that if the individual eventually pays tax, what happens if the leg is deformed? Are you going to? It's one of those things that you look at them, you say, this is not an isolated case. However, there should be, in my view, more severe punishment for those who engage in such. Not just, obviously, it's good that you've come out to clarify this, but also, how do you explain something like this still happening in that state, right? Using that small mortar, look, just trying to break somebody's, I mean, to be honest with you, I can't even watch the whole video. It's, in my view, it's too barbaric. We are in the Anambra, we can do better. The need for us to call ourselves out when we fail is self-correction. We need to speak truth and say, on this, why the insecurity that is somewhat caused by us, caused the insecurity in the state, especially Anambra and Imo, caused by us, our younger ones, because in the name of getting whatever they want to get, we've caused this level of insecurity. But in trying to bring sanity back, we must also bring sanity in a way that is right and tried, not in a barbaric manner. No one says that you should not go after cultists or armed robbers or those who are engaging in evil vices in the states. But in doing that, one also must advocate for that to be done right. In interrogation, you can actually interrogate, people civilly, and trying to use technology to get some of these things done. But like this one, trying to break someone's leg, not one person, not two, not three, not four, not five. I do not know what you want to achieve by that. Sorry, this video, it's out there, but I could not get myself to play this video of inhuman treatment by a segment of us in the society. Irrespective of where you stand on this, I tell you, we must all condemn this. While we are condemning it, we now say to the special advisor to Governor Soludo on community security, that is Ken Emakai, you have told us that these individuals are now sacked, that you're handing them over to the police. To the police, we now say we also want to see, these individuals again prosecuted and prosecuted right. Okay. I recall that I think that was yesterday, a press conference by the Labour Party candidate, George Morgallo. He was advocating that people should, for this, that the state should actually disband the Agune chamber. In my view, to be honest, I think I wouldn't say disband, because disband would be too much of an overreach, too much of a reaction. But I would say that their operation needs to be reviewed. Their modus operandi needs to be reviewed and must be reviewed, right? But to disband it, we don't want to get back to where Anambra was in December, January, February, March this year. We don't want to get back there. Yes, the security situation in Anambra is improving. So must we also improve on the mechanism used in providing that security. I am Mazes, okay. On this, I say to us, thank you for joining me this evening. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to this platform, by all means, click the subscribe button, share with others, and God bless us all.
Ah, la, 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 la.